Alright, so back we are at Marathon-Crossfit with squat 115 kg 5x5, and here we see a bit of a warm-up where I just started to squat a bit like Layne Norton. Now that might look a bit funny, but that guy actually squats quite a lot, so and also pretty high and low. Check out his channel, Layne Norton, bodybuilder and also powerlifter. And it just feels right for me. I mean, I have to work on how my head is actually positioned, that I'm looking straight down, but apart from that felt good. So that was 5 reps just to start out with, and then we go further for another 5 reps for furthering the warm-up itself. So here you go. I bring my feet parallel, then I walk 3 steps out, and then I start to squat. So that is also something you want to take care of. You want to have a routine that you do every single time. Every single time you walk up to that bar, it should be the same, so that if you go into competition or to high loads, that you don't have to think about it anymore, where you place your feet or your head and how you place your spine and all of that stuff. That it just goes with the flow. And next up are 60 kg paused reps. So I incorporated that just to challenge me a bit more and to have a bit of a better warm up, rather than just, doing normal reps. And there you go. I tried to stay in the hole for about 3 seconds and then go out. And that is also another 5 reps here with 60 kg paused. So there you go. Also some bench pressing in the background there, for anyone who's interested. And last rep with 60 kg. And that's that. Now here we have 80 kg paused. Also, just take notice where I positioned these pins. So in case that I fail, I actually can exit at that height pretty easily and secure. I would just have in the bottom part, I would just have to lower the bar onto the pins and then go out by basically doing half a good morning. If that was the case, you can also go higher. From my personal tastes, it's just then I personally feel restrained when I do that, because then I'm quite likely to touch the pins with the bar when I squat, and I just don't find that very efficient or effective in any way. Then here 100 kg just to work up to my work set for 2 reps with squatted raw, so without any belt on, without any wrist reps. And behind me you also see some pull-ups. 1, 2, and that is that. Now here we have the first working set. You see my belt is on, and what I personally find is that you should take care to find the right spot to keep the belt, either too high or too low, will hurt you. And you will also see that in a later set, where I was able to actually do all of the reps, but one of them was just a half rep because I really got a bit of a pain in my lower abdomen, and that was not really nice. So try to avoid that by just taking care on how and where you place your belt. I personally like it to be pretty tight, so I tighten it as far as I can. So if you get a belt, also get something that is a bit broader, just like my one. That is a Rogue Ohio belt. I personally like that belt. It's a leather belt. Good quality. Have it about now for 8 months. No problems with it. And here you see the second set with 115 kg. I'm also wearing knee sleeves. Now you might say that is for weaklings, but anything that can help me to actually minimize the wear and tear and the weak spots, which are your wrists, which are your ankles, which are your knees, is very welcome with me. I went on to squat for the next 15 years, and not just for the next 5 years and then have to have back surgery or something like that. You know, that is a stupid way of approaching it in my book. So if you want to be all manly about it and squat raw all the time, be my guest. You know, you might have to pay the price for it, but that is up to you. You know, a manly man on an operation table, fair enough. I mean, if that is how you define manlyhood, that is your thing. So then we have the fourth set here with 115 kg. You also see it's getting a bit more crowded in the gym, but that is also actually something I like about that gym. The price is a bit higher. So if you are locally and you want to do your stuff undisturbed, you know, the easiest way to ensure that, just pick the most expensive gym around, and you know, you're set. Because if you take the most expensive one, you will be fine, because not a lot of people will be around. You know, that's just the name of the game. That's just math. And that is then the last rep there. So I hit the 5x5 for the 115 kg. And now here on the last set, I think on the fourth rep, you'll see that I'm getting a bit into a world of pain. And just doing a half rep there. No, actually that was already on the fourth set. You might have seen that. So, you know, that is the thing. The only thing you shouldn't do is, like, when you get the aches, you know, don't try to touch it when you got like 115 kgs on your back, even though you might feel the urge to do that. If it gets too much, just, you know, rack it back. You know, don't hurt yourself. That is just not the smart way of doing it. So then for a bit of accessory work for Romanian deadlifts, I am actually never got that bit that we have Bulgarian split squats and Romanian deadlifts and smaller of the Russian method. You know, it seems like the Eastern Europeans are quite into lifting, or the lifting community just has a bit of a negative bias against Eastern Europe. You know, take your pick. Anyway, I mean, I don't know why they're called Romanian deadlifts. Maybe someone can help me out in the comments and enlighten me about how the name Romanian deadlifts came to pass. So the first set, 10 repetitions, and then into some reverse hypers as supersets. So, you know, back and forth with the Romanian deadlifts and with the reverse hypers, which basically kill your lower back. Which is one of my weaknesses. And here we go, you know, who's faster, glute ham raises against reverse hypers. Okay, the other guy is quicker than me. And now here I also did Romanian deadlifts, just, you know, also adjusting my feet. So now I'm pointing them slightly inwards just to attack a bit of a different muscle group in the lower legs and also in the lower back. I also try to go down slowly and accelerate up. Just to get the most out of those 60 kgs, moving them up and down, you know, because that is a rather lightweight for me. It's more for form and for speed, and you know, to, let's say, trim the edges of the lifts. And there we go. There I'm done. Same thing, just with the feet pointing outwards with the toes, as you can see. Again for 10 reps. There you go. There you see I'm going down pretty slowly there, and up, down, and up. So, you know, when you're using a bit of a lighter weight, you know, play around with it a bit. I mean, don't, you know, do it rather slowly and controlled than getting all over the place. I mean, I see some people picking up a not so heavy weight for them, and then they go all mad. You know, I think that is not the way to get the most out of your exercise. You know, be very precise with it, and you know what you're doing during the movement, rather than getting completely out of control, because that is how you hurt yourself. Then last set for Romanian deadlifts and parallel stance. While the boxing bag is still swinging in the background because it got a pounding from someone. that is that. Now for some headshots, single arm press, overhead press with 25 kgs, and you know, me all in all of my beauty, my hairy self, you know, whether you like it or not, here it is for you. I also try to touch the shoulder itself, as you can see with the dumbbell. I mean, you can also do those with as a military press, but as I'm already doing a lot of barbell work anyway, you know, I just like to get my hands on dumbbells wherever I can. And also, as I used to do with the Stronglifts 5, a lot of military presses or shoulder presses, you know, however you may want to call them. This is just a nice addition to attack the same muscle groups in a bit of a different way. Now here you can also see yet again that one arm is stronger than the other, so I'm struggling a lot more through the other side than through the first side, as you can see here. And now these ones I actually do love. They're great. Iso bar biceps curls. Now what you do there is you basically hold one of the dumbbells, as I do now, squeeze them also as tight as you can, and then you do 10 repetitions with the one arm, then you stop, and then you do them with the other arm. You know, this is an exercise where I get just so much pump out of it. It's really great. Like between barbell curls, preacher curls, and those ones, I think they are definitely the best for, you know, bang for your buck, like time invested, furthest outcome. You know, you just attack everything there, and it's just really nice.